I'm coming to you from Central Oregon, which is a high desert environment here, which means we get really early frosts in the fall, we get late frost in the spring, and the winter is just really harsh. Like right now there is snow on the ground out there. It's February. So there's a few things that I like to do this time of year to get set up for the garden. And like what kind of spurs this is getting lists in the mail. It's the Territorial Seed Company magazine. You can get these by ordering seeds from them online. So this comes in the mail and I start looking through stuff. I get excited. And the next thing I do is I go to my seed boxes, kind of get an inventory, see what I have left over from last year. These are my seed boxes. I have a little one for my flower seeds. I do a little cut flower garden. I have this big one for the vegetables. I kind of store this stuff by, I have my herbs in a box, I got winter squash in a slot, carrots and parsnips in a slot, so just kind of by like plant. Once I know what I do have left over from last year, then I go back to the seed catalog and I kind of find the stuff that I've liked from previous years that I want to rebuy. Like specifically for this high desert growing season that's shorter, I like to get Stupus tomatoes and gypsy broccoli. And then I also like to find some new stuff that I want to try. Like this year, I wanted to try, I was too late in buying it, but it's my first year having a greenhouse outside. And I wanted to buy the Piccolina cucumber, which is, I guess, specifically grown for being grown in greenhouses. It can withstand that heat in the summer. And I also am gonna try the Felicity jalapeno, which is a no heat jalapeno, a heatless jalapeno, which I've never heard of. I like the taste of peppers, but I get kind of stomach issues with all the spiciness. So once I have the list of the stuff I want to get that I don't have and I order it, then I draw a layout of my garden space. I have mostly cinder block raised beds, and I have a couple of troughs, and I have the greenhouse space. Some of my cinder blocks are too high, like 2 cinder blocks high, and with those I like to go first in putting things that like that deep space to grow in, like tomatoes, potatoes, my squashes, and then with all the other stuff I fill it in the kind of leftover spaces, like lettuce and broccoli, and carrots. They don't really necessarily need deep space to grow in. So once I have the layout done, this year I'm also trying, I have kind of set up times to plant everything so that I don't forget stuff, because every year I seem to forget to plant certain things. So like in the spring planting, which will be when there's just a couple of frosts left, so things that like to get started in cold weather, I'll be planting the snap peas, beets, carrots, rutabaga, kale, stuff like that. That information's all in the back of seed packets. I'm going to be starting greenhouse seedlings for the first time in March, and that's going to be like my tomatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, stuff that needs a long growing window that I will not be able to accomplish here without it. And then late spring stuff, which I will still be covering because we get frost sometimes into July, and that's stuff like corn and green beans. So once I have the layout done, I've ordered my stuff, then I found a couple of things that I want to do in the greenhouse, so let's go out there and I'll show you. So this is the current state of our garden. Definitely can't be planting anything yet, but I'm very excited to be planning it out. And now we can go into the greenhouse and see some of the stuff that we could be doing right now in preparation. And it's nice and warm in there. So this is our greenhouse that we just finished building last year. We had some stuff planted in here over last summer, but I've never started any seeds in here, so it's going to be a new experience for me. So come on in and I'll show you some stuff we can be doing to get ready for the next season. So some stuff that I've already kind of done that if you haven't done and want to do is cleaning out all the old dead plants from the previous season. So I clipped a bunch of tomatoes and I had a butternut squash in here, so I clipped it all, got all that out and burned it. Did that with the hanging baskets. Just kind of cleaning up the space. And another thing that you can do, which I need to do, is set up kind of your space where you're starting seeds, and you can do this for your windowsill too, but just kind of guesstimate by how much stuff that you're going to be buying and how many seed trays you're going to need just based on the space you have to start stuff. Like I currently only have 3 seed trays. Since this is my first year starting my seeds in the garden, I'm definitely going to need to buy some more of these. So just kind of setting up your space where you're going to have your seeds will kind of give you an idea of what you have and what you're going to need to buy in preparation for when you need to start, which I'm going to start planting stuff in March. So something else that you're going to want for seed starting out in the greenhouse, I haven't used them when I did stuff in my kitchen windowsill because it's pretty warm in my house, but I'm going to be using seed starter mats, and they go underneath each of your seed pallet trays, and they just kind of heat the seedlings, and they do way better right here if you do it that way. So I'm going to be trying those out for the first time this year. So thanks for watching our video. Like and subscribe if you like this content. I plan to do more stuff on gardening in the high desert in the future because it is really challenging. I've seen a lot of stuff on my local social media pages of people wanting help with it and ideas. So if you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments as far as Central Oregon or high desert gardening, and I can maybe do a video on it or try and